Hello, my name is Catherine Martinez, and this is my map narrative to the classroom diagram that I created. So I'm going to explain really quick, as best as I can, the specifics of my diagram, my classroom layout. I've got a small group area, my teacher desk area, the whole group area that is very technology inclined. I've got a clock that helps us all keep on task and on schedule. And then I've got a computer area. I have something called a class gym. It's got a lot of foam pieces to it that allow for active play while being indoors. For those busybody students, it really just need to get some of their energy out in order for them to kind of balance out that energy and just come back and be able to focus. I also have a calm corner that is also dual purpose. It's also a library area, but it does have a lot of books about feelings. It has a lot of books that cater to my English language learners, but also has a lot of pillows and a big soft rug for students that do have emotional or behavior issues in my classroom. There is a storage area that allows for me to have a variety of things that allow me to better perform in that classroom, and then my diagram in the middle. My reasoning for putting students in specific areas, for example, I've put my English language learners one closest to depending on my relationship with them, I put one closest to my small group area where I can have one-on-one time with that student. I put another one closest to the computer area, so that way I can monitor swapping them out so that I can give them individual time. My students that are in the exceptional student education program, I put them in, sorry, I have to zoom in. I put one closest to the active area, my ADHD student, and my dyslexia student closest to my small group area. Again, so that I can give that dyslexic student more of my time. And I put the ADHD student closest to the active area in case they are having a hard time focusing or managing those moments where they just feel extra fidgety. They can go out and release some energy and then come back to their task. I have found that forcing them to or making them sit when their body just cannot, it just adds to their stress, and we definitely don't want a stressed out student in class. Same thing for the dyslexic student. He is amongst other general education students that can provide any help while I'm with another student one-on-one. My behavior students, I put them also in tables where there's other general education students that can provide that assistance. But my general education students are spread out pretty much all over so that I can rearrange them as I see fit or as best fits the classroom needs of each student. So they are marked by arrows, and it allows for me to pick and choose where I can change them. They're not in individual desks, so they are in a circle table, but they have their own seat. In my storage area, I do have other alternatives to seating. I have found that kids that have ADHD or even emotional behavior issues sometimes just need a little something different for them. Sometimes changing the aspect of things gives it a different perception. So for instance, it really does help. So I put like yoga balls for my fidgety students. There's also bean bags. There's also a soft rug. So there's something for everybody. And the arrangement, for instance, or reasoning for arranging my desk in the corner, because when they have independent time, I can sit in the corner and have a better view of everybody. I'm a visually impaired teacher, so I have a disability myself. So the reason why I chose to align the tables in the middle and in a snake kind of formation is so that I can memorize better the layout, physical layout of the classroom. It allows me to kind of maneuver in and out. If I need to get to a student faster, I know where everything is. And like the article said, it's ownership of your classroom. And when I'm able to do that, it gives me mental and emotional reassurance that I'm not going to fall, that I'm not going to get hurt in the classroom and be less helpful to a student. So it creates a accessible environment for myself and for my students as well. I feel like there's enough open space, but enough of a little bit of everything to cater to everybody. My teacher's desk, that's why it's there. It gives me accessibility. The reason why my desks are there, it also gives me accessibility, like I said. My small group is right next to my desk because that way I have access to any additional materials or resources that I need to bring to the table. So it's, again, accessibility. And lastly, okay, I apologize. I'm recording, but I'm also making sure that I'm reading the material that it needs to be included in the video. The reason why I chose these two centers, a calm area and an active area, both polar opposites, it's because my calm area also provides that emotional need for my students that are English language learners and can have a stressful time during a specific tasks. It gives them a safe space for them to feel like when they need to self-regulate those large emotions. The same thing for my students who have behavior issues like anxiety or self-regulation issues, which could be, coping issues. So again, it's a calm area that provides them a safe space where they can self-regulate those large emotions, calm themselves down, and reassess how they feel, and then on their own independently come back to the task at hand or come back and talk to me about anything that they feel was bothering them. It really teaches them autonomy for themselves, and it creates a small but efficient safe space for them in the classroom setting without having to have an outburst or anything like that. Or there's also pillows in this area if they feel just a little bit like they're going to want to use their hands. I would rather have or provide them with a tool or resource for that. If they feel like they need to hit something, it's a safer place for them to do so they can learn little by little to cope with those large emotions. My active player class gym, like I labeled it, is for, again, those students that just have those fidgety moments or have too much energy and just need something to really get them to balance out a little bit. And a lot of this, or what I read in the article, was, well, what it stood out to me the most was having ownership of your classroom, really having a purpose to why you do it. And I did that active play area because I want my students to be able to realize, hey, I'm feeling a certain type of way. I really can't focus. Let me just have or go somewhere where I can kind of let that steam out and come back to my task or my activity or the lesson. I want to be able to have something for them. Sometimes in my philosophy as a teacher, I feel like it's better to need it and have it than need it and not have it. And I've come across a lot of moments and experiences where I've needed something, and it's not something I can buy at the store. So it's been something I've had to create on my own. And being able to do that has allowed me to perform better in the classroom and give my students those resources, those tools that they need. It takes a little longer. Some things are trial and error. Like I said, this is a great layout. If I had ownership and I guess an ability to choose my own decor, like the article had said, some places, some schools do allow that. Some schools do not. You're kind of stuck with the furniture that you have. But if I had the opportunity, this is what I would do. A lot of the furniture in my own personal classroom is things that I've bought on my own. We're a very small preschool. We're privately owned. So I came into what I had, but through the years, I've been able to, purchase some things on my own. Donations have been given. So I've been able to kind of make it the way that I've been able to, the way that it works best for me. So this is why I chose these things. And I feel like it works really well will work well for these students. And it goes along very well with my philosophy that I rather have it and when I need it, and instead of not having it when I desperately would need it for any of these type of students.